What are some practical ways pastors and leaders in the church can recognize the signs of moral injury in their congregation, or even in maybe even in their leadership teams?
hmm Well, they obviously they need to be sensitive to things that could indicate moral injury, and that could be maybe somebody is overcommitted, but yet they're not addressing their own spiritual needs. They're trying to just stay busy in the church, but they're really not growing, and it may be because they're they're trying to ignore their own hurt by staying busy. Or it may be you'll notice somebody who you may consider to be backsliding, but the question is, are they really backsliding, or is this moral injury in action and they're pulling back? Um, Maybe you'll notice somebody who is working, but they're not taking part of communion or Lord's Supper. And that's because they don't feel like that they're in a right spot. Or maybe they might be saying phrases like, forgiveness is good for everyone else, but it just doesn't apply to me. Or God could never forgive what I did in uniform, or something along those lines. Uh, it's about education and learning, and I think once pastors begin to understand that, then they can begin to address it. And unfortunately, sometimes it's been addressed. How do I want to put this? It's been addressed with a quick and easy response that, quite frankly, just doesn't do the job. Sometimes when someone comes forward in the church and they say, well, I've done something, I need to be forgiven, but I just don't know how I can be, the pastor prays with them, gives them a scripture verse, kind of pats them on the back and says, you're good now. It takes more than that with moral injury. With moral injury, it's going to take a while to work with them. It's always good to pray with them. It's always good to share scripture, but it, the road back from moral injury is not a quick path. It's not. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
So a pastor does have the ability, or the maybe not, or the the knowledge. Do they have the knowledge or the ability to help people with moral injury, or should they be seeking out a therapist, or somebody from if they're in the military, coming from a VA hospital, or is it okay for them to speak to their pastor?
I think it's great for them to speak to their pastor. I also think that it's not a bad idea to also be working with a mental health professional. But I also think that the mental health professional that they work with should be somebody who has a faith. Um, you have mental health professionals who do not have a faith, and everything for them is scientific. I would be careful about going to someone like that. Um, for but I would encourage them to both speak with their pastor, who can provide that spiritual counsel, but also speak with a mental health professional, but who also has a faith of their own, so that they can get that clinical help. But we know that that clinical help is also going to be grounded in things that honor Scripture.